Today we have sculptor, painter, enamelist and photographer Balan Nambiar with us, who has been invited by the Chandigarh Lalit Kala Akademi to present slideshow and lecture. And we will be talking to Mr. Nambiar about his work, his times, his creative inputs and outputs, and what makes him the artist that he is today. Welcome to Chandigarh Lalit Kala Akademi, sir.
Thank you.
And so this is after a long time that you are here in Chandigarh.
Yeah.
And so what is career graph to you as...
I choreograph have to start from my beginning.
Okay.
I come from a farmer's family.
Okay. Okay.
And till my 18th year I was plowing the field.
Oh, you're a farmer.
A real farmer.
Okay.
I got education in a remote village.
Okay.
I never knew that there is a career as an artist when I was in the village.
Okay. But this is in Kerala, sir?
That was in Kerala.
Kerala, okay. Okay.
And it's in Kannur district of northern part of Kerala.
Okay.
In my high school days I was very good in mathematics and drawing.
Okay.
Since I was good in mathematics, my uncle decided that I should take some technical education or something. So I was sent for some technical training, and then one led to the other.
Okay.
I was a drawing teacher of a high school in the beginning for 1 year, because I passed all this higher grade examinations of Madras presidency, Madras government. That was enough to become a drawing teacher.
Okay. Okay.
So it was only 9.5 months, one academic year.
Right.
From there, I thought I got a chance and got a job in Madras in the railways.
Okay.
So for 6 years I was in the railways.
Interesting. Okay.
And I was a draftsman, preparing designing signal equipments and signal the department, working in the department. Okay. Then I was continuing to do the painting.
You continued to do art, okay.
Even while I was in railways.
Railways, okay.
And I participated in many exhibitions.
Okay, okay.
Then in one exhibition, Dasara exhibition in Mysore, one of my painting got a first prize. And there are few other exhibitions also I participated.
Okay.
Then briefly, I will make it brief. K.C.S. Panikar, then principal of College of Arts and Crafts in Madras, came to know my name through a catalogue of the exhibition. Okay. And he started asking artist students, who is this Balan Nambiar? Would you like to meet him? So in one of the exhibitions, I happened to meet him. Okay. And he said he liked my drawing and he would like to see more work I have done. Okay. And so I was so thrilled because I heard about him from distance. Yes. And I read about him. And then I made an arrangement to get my works, about some 50 works, and brought to his place. And he spread out, asked assistants or a peon to spread my painting on the veranda. And he saw the paintings. And he took nearly about 15-20 minutes to see the painting. Then the real thing happened in my career. Okay. He stopped. He started scolding me for next 10 minutes. Okay. That I am wasting my time in the railways. Okay. And that is not the field I should be. Okay. And art should be my field. Okay. That's a starting point of going from my entirely different background to art line.
And that's quite a journey, sir.
Yeah, it is a big journey, I know.
Yes. And with no formal training earlier, before you painted and before you drew, so it all came instinctively. Yes. Okay.
So I was doing only painting.
Only painting.
Yeah, at that time. Okay. And drawing and painting. A lot of line drawing I have done. A lot of drawings.
And all on your own, sir? Yes. Okay. And any inspirations or any? No.
Inspiration is there because in my village, you see, in northern Kerala, there is no art institution as such. Okay. But there are a lot of artistic performances. Okay. And one of the great performances is Theyyam.
Theyyam.
That is the subject later I took as a research project.
Okay, okay.
See, I am familiar with the Theyyam, say, when I was born, because my own house had a shrine.
Okay.
Which is still, every year they conduct a Theyyam ritual performances in the month of December last week.
Okay.
I was born in November beginning.
Okay.
So within say 1.5 months I am exposed to that Theyyam.
So what is Theyyam, if you were to?
Theyyam is a ritual performance.
Okay.
And the word is actually derived from Deva.
Okay.
Deva become Deva, Theyyam, you know, it's a colloquialized form is Theyyam.
Right.
It is a performance in which the performer invoke the blessing of a god, divinity, Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam, in that order, mother, father, teacher and God. And get possessed by the spirit, then dance to the vigorous drumming. What is interesting is these ritual dancers or ritual dancer is actually combine all art forms, because he is a painter, he is a craftsman, he is a costume designer, he is a choreographer, he is a musician, he is a drummer, and a man with some sort of extra ability of mystical ability that he can withstand, you know, odd, very heavy, odd situations, or you know, carry heavy weight, walk through the fire, and all those things.
All that,
yeah.
Interesting.
So I found that this art form is a combination of all art forms.
That's right.
That was in my childhood background.
Okay.
That's the only source of inspiration I can say.
Right.
Eventually, when I started doing painting and other things, untrained stage,
that's right,
I didn't take much of inspiration except drawing. When I started learning, and then, you know, spontaneously some motifs and symbols of the subject came into my painting. Or sculptures.
Sculptures, okay. So then you left the railways after this interaction?
Yeah, after Cases Manik's advice, it took another year for me to, you know, that is the period where we won't, you know, the economic situation is not so convenient or comfortable.
That's right.
So that I couldn't actually take a decision quickly. But it took another 1.5 years or something. Then I resigned, and from that year, 1966, till now, I was not on a salaried job.
So it's been only art for you.
And there is one more story to add to it.
Yes.
See, I was doing painting, and I got awards, some 2-3 awards from before I joined the college.
That's right.
And I had even one-man exhibition of my painting before I joined the college.
Okay.
And when I joined the college, in the application form, I wrote, I sought admission for painting course.
Yes.
But fortunately for me, I was directly admitted in the second year of the 5-year course.
Okay.
Because of my already credits,
experience,
because of my activities.
Right.
And after the first year foundation course, I have to do, during the foundation course, I have to do painting, sculpture, metalwork, graphic, enamels, various things, including history of art. But when I started doing the sculpture, I felt like a duck in the water. I was so spontaneous, and I started doing so well. And then I switched over from painting course to sculpture course for that specialized 3 years. That's how I came to the sculpture course.
Okay. So you started with painting, and then it was sculpture. And what were you painting, sir? What were the subjects before you went to college? And
I was doing painting various things, mostly symbolic forms. In fact, when I was a student, as first year student, I mean first year means second year of course, but first year in the college, I did a series of painting called Seasons, based on Udusamhara of Kalidasa. You know that 6 seasons.
Yes.
I was able to, I did a large painting, fairly about 4 feet by 3 feet. I did many painting, all the seasons.
And oils and acrylics was what you?
Yeah, in a way, yes.
So mythology and literature has always been.
You know, it is not a realistic or conventional painting. It's more of expressive style.
Okay.
So and very bold, used a lot of pigments and colors and other things. That I did. Then switched over to sculpture. When I started doing the sculpture, I was doing clay. And that was really spontaneous, and I started feeling comfortable even for my first sculpture. And my third sculpture I sold, really. When it was in clay, somebody came and saw that and they said, if you can convert into a durable material, I would like to buy. It was a 1 meter high sculpture.
And what was it?
It is based on this ritual performance of Kerala.
Performances, which has
I will be showing that in my presentation.
Which has been a part of your work.
I knew that, but see, I never did any illustrative work. These are all inspired by the ritual art forms and recreated in my own way as I wanted.
As you wanted, yes. But it's a great way to probably chronicle or also preserve and also give a different insight to...
But, you know, my documentation is actually for the archival purpose.
Right.
And also for my academic research, articles and other things. But my creative work is only a random. It's when I felt like this artistic forms, I used that symbol in my recreated form.
Right. And so you're also a photographer and an enamelist and a sculptor and a painter. So how do these different art forms come together? And how do you treat them as a person and then as an artist? Because they're so diverse.
For me, there is no difficulty. You see, the worst enemy for creativity is a preoccupation. And I try to make my time set apart for creative work separate, and normally I do one medium at a long stretch of time. If I am doing painting or drawing, I do a lot. Say, if I am doing a sculpture, I do sculpture. Maybe even 1-2 years, I will be doing only sculpture. Then if I am doing enamel, which I did in Italy, and my father-in-law's studio, and I did enamel only when I am there. And so facilities are so congenial, and I was able to do quite a lot of enamels. And with copper, I will talk about it later. But so each subject I take it as a continuous process for a limited time. And then there may be a gap. I will start writing or something, and then come back to some other medium. Then I start going on.
And of course, then the treatment, the subject, the philosophy, everything changes with that. But sculpture, I guess, remains closest to your heart, and also.
If I get a chance to do enamel, I would say enamel is also equally important.
So it's not that sculpture remains. No.
You see, in sculpture there are so many things happened in my career. I started with clay. Then I started with cement. Then bronze. Then mild steel, welded. And I got some very special opportunities when I was in the final year. For 5 months, instead of attending the college classes, I was doing experiments at the metallurgy department of IIT Madras. Casting of bronze sculptures and welding. That has really given me an opportunity great opportunity to learn the technicalities of metallurgical knowledge as well as welding technology. So that has helped me in my future career. So I started doing welded sculpture when I was a third-year student. Bronze is first year sculpture. I was doing the bronze sculptures. So these are actually the way. I don't want to say I am a first sculptor than other things. I am all together.
And what medium do you now like to work with more? Steel is
see, I have done quite a lot of mild steel sculptures. In fact, in my career there was one landmark. That was in 1975. I had a one-man exhibition of garden sculptures. There were 24 sculptures. And tallest sculpture was 18 feet high. And smallest sculpture was taller than my height. I am 6 feet tall. So between the 6 feet tall and 18 feet,
feet,
there were 24 sculptures.
Right.
And probably that is the first of its kind in India ever happened.
Right, yes.
And that was in 75. I was just fresh from the college. I passed out of the college in 71.
Okay.
And it was really successful because 12 sculptures were sold in the exhibition.
Okay.
And 4 of them in that exhibition are now in the National Gallery of Modern Art, Delhi.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, you know, that was really a landmark.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I did many normal steel sculptures eventually.
Right.
But later, at 1 or 2 occasions, I found the work which was collected by establishments, institutions or whatever it is, they didn't look after the sculpture properly.
Right.
And sculpture getting damaged or destroyed. Because of corrosion or rust and other things. And then I started feeling bad about mild steel and switched over to stainless steel.
Stainless steel.
For 2000 onwards, I was doing only stainless steel sculptures.
Okay, okay, okay.
So in my career, I might have done over 130 sculptures taller than my height.
Okay, and 95, if I was reading that you created many sculptures in steel and which you also consider...
Yeah, 1975.
So if you could talk about a few sculptures which also remain very close to your heart now for the subject matter that they...
Yeah, those sculptures
political,
are...
social, whatever.
Those sculptures are actually more symbolic forms, symbol of growth, very abstract in a way.
Yes.
Symbol of growth or altars, or you know, one very prominent sculpture was the bird in flight.
Yes, I saw that.
The bird is
beautiful.
About to take off.
Yes.
And like that, there are actually sculptures. But again, I go from the past to present.
Okay.
So very often the sculptures are actually like some are directly influenced by the ritual motifs.
That's right.
Some are really influenced by the symbol of growth associated with my farm background.
Okay.
So all these are actually repeatedly.
Right.
Then cosmic forms or trajectory of planets and other things are also coming to my sculptures once in a while.
Okay. Okay. What about the cactus?
Yeah,
that also appears a lot.
I did one sculpture cactus even in the 75 exhibition.
Yes, yes, yes.
And see, I like a cactus in the sense, cactus is one plant which assert its existence because of it assert actually say to the society or to the world that I have the right to live. I have in a hostile, most uncongenial atmosphere.
True.
And so a cactus is almost like my autobiographical symbol.
Okay.
So I like to say that nobody can hurt me. Okay. Nobody can hurt. Cactus will never hurt other people. Right. If somebody fall on cactus and get hurt, it's not the fault of a cactus.
Okay.
My life is like that.
So when you say your life is like that, why do you say that?
Well, I know I never hurt anybody. And some people, there are occasions they want to actually, due to reasons beyond my capacity to even assert, there are people who want to harm, and in the process they get hurt. I am really nothing.
So as an artist, was it difficult to make this journey when you talk about a hostile environment as a cactus and then as a...
No. See, one thing happened in my particular case. From my college days onwards till this day, I don't belong to any group.
Right.
I never actually, and because also my philosophy of imparting my knowledge to others, there were always students around me.
Right. Right.
Any age.
Okay.
From say 6-year-old to people who are older than me.
Okay.
Came to consult me with with regards to creative works.
Okay.
So am I willing to impart my knowledge without any reservation?
Yes.
So that's how it goes.
Okay. So that's your philosophy as a teacher. And how are you as a teacher? What made you start teaching as well?
See, Leonardo da Vinci said, in the 17th century, a good teacher is the one who take pride in the achievement of his students.
Yes.
I believe that.
Okay.
I would like, either during my lifetime or later, some of my students become greater.
Right.
And that should happen actually. We need, after Gavaskar in cricket, people thought that is the climax.
It's over.
And Tendulkar came
Yes.
and he surpassed.
Yes.
Now Picasso is gone,
Yes.
and now there will be another artist who will do better than Picasso.
Right.
We have to expect.
Okay.
When it is happening, that is secondary question.
Okay.
But we have to aim, or that generosity or that mindset is necessary for a teacher.
Right. Right.
And I believe in that and try to emulate that statement of Leonardo da Vinci.
Okay. To give and to share and to...
you allow the people to grow.
Okay. So any temptation sometimes to write your autobiography? Because you
Many
write as
people
well.
are asking me. Many people are asking me that. Probably I may do it one
Yes,
day.
yes, because you have such an interesting journey, which is very unconventional as well.
Yeah, it is possible. I can actually do.
So tell us.
My writing skill is going to write the academic papers.
Yes, yes.
I have published now 18 papers now.
Okay, okay. And what is your academic papers and research mostly on?
See,
Sir?
mostly on rituals, ritual as an art form.
Okay.
There are two types. See, there is a performing art,
Right.
there is a plastic art.
That's right.
And then visual art, you can broadly speak. So most of my works are associated with performing art as a ritual.
As a ritual.
See, ritual art is actually looked at from a different point of view.
Sometimes very religious point of view, sir, also.
I can say,
Okay.
see, this can be analyzed by scholars from a religious point of view,
Right.
from language point of view,
Right.
historical point of view, and anthropological point of view, and artist point of view.
Yes.
I opted for my artist point of view.
Okay.
Other things are actually coming to the picture in between.
Hanji.
But mainly for my artist point of view, I look at the ritual.
Okay, okay. And how do you translate it as an artist, the ritual, and why are you so, what makes you so close to?
See, in India,
Right.
not only Kerala or South Kannada, which is the field of my research,
That's right.
all over India, there are artistic treasures invested by rural artists in the past generations.
Yes, yes.
Centuries there. It is an investment. I am, as an artist, is taking only the interest of that investment to recreate,
Right.
to pay homage to those artists who are in the who lived in the past.
In the past. Okay.
Look at it from that point of view.
Yes.
We have a lot of things to do. My one person's lifetime is not enough to pay all this homage to those rural artists.
Right, right. So this is your homage to
This is
the
how I look
folk
at it.
forms and the...
Yeah. So I am actually doing the research. Say Kerala and South Kannada, one district, two districts of Karnataka, which is in the coastal area.
Yes.
These are the area almost I have visited every village.
Okay, okay.
And so I am fairly familiar with hundreds of art forms, ritual art forms.
Okay.
I have documented about 30 forms.
How have you documented, sir? As photographs,
Photography
as
and music recording.
music recordings as well? Okay, so tell us a little about the photography and the music recording. Photography came to your life because of this subject? It happened?
Even about that, we have a lot of story to say.
Tell us.
See, somewhere in 1976.
Everything has a story with you, no?
Yeah. In 76, I was talking to some Malayalam writers who are all senior to me.
Right.
I was telling them about my experience of seeing these ritual dances.
Okay. Okay.
And it is so fantastic form. Only when you see that you can believe that is still existing in our own lifetime.
That's right. It still continues, sir?
It is still continuing. It's a living tradition.
Every December it's...
No, December onwards till April.
Till April. Oh, it continues.
Come, I invite you and your colleagues.
Wonderful.
End of January or something.
Okay.
Can see the ritual dance festivals.
Okay.
See, then this is actually the area where I am actually totally involved.
That's right.
So I was talking to these Malayalam writers, my experience. Then Professor Shankara Pillai, who was then chairman of Lalit Sangeetnada Akademi of Kerala, he said, I should write, Nambiar should write this about it. Nobody knows about it.
Right.
Not southern Kerala people never heard about this. Why don't you write? I said, I am not a writer. I can actually, no, write as you told us.
Okay.
And then they said within 3 months he was arranging a seminar on performing arts of Kerala, and he wanted me to present a paper. So I wrote a paper, and that paper really made a sensation in the conference.
Right.
And fortunately I had some slides also to show.
Okay.
And that was the starting point of my academic writing.
Okay. Okay.
It's earlier to that, for nearly 10 years, I was going to Kerala without a notebook or camera to see the ritual performances, to just imbibe the aesthetic, form of the ritual dances.
Okay.
So I told them, and then they liked my paper so much that and another Malayalam article were published as a part of a book on Theyyam in '76.
Okay.
All this has encouraged me to take a little more interest.
Right, right.
Then story goes a little further.
Ji.
Kamala Devi Chattopadhyay came to know about my through some contact, and when she was visiting Bangalore, she sent a word to ask me to come and meet her.
Okay.
She said she wanted to see what I was doing.
Right.
She is originally from Mangalore.
Right.
Also Tulu, and that area also is covered by me for my research.
Research, okay.
And I showed some about 70 slides to her. We spent about 2.5 hours talking on ritual dances, how to document, how to preserve, and what are the chances, etc., etc. Then on that occasion, she said actually, she decided I should present my result of research at India International Center.
Okay.
And I was a little bit, honestly, I was a little bit nervous because I never presented a lecture to a big audience or anything, and that too in English.
Yes.
And but I didn't have the courage to say no to her.
Okay.
So I accepted it.
Okay.
So, I went to, I talked to her actually, then accepted in silence.
Okay.
But within 2 months I got the official invitation to give a presentation. Then I sat down. Since I have written already in Malayalam on this subject, subject I know very well.
That's
so I wrote in English. I consulted some editor friends. Then a friend of mine who is a professor, he made me to sit for 40 feet away and asked me to do some rehearsal of how I was doing a presentation. I am not hiding the fact.
Yes.
I wonder if anybody is listening to this, they should know how one can actually develop into this kind of presentation formalities. So I gave a presentation in IAC, and that was my first arangetram.
Okay, okay. Your
first performance.
Yeah. Okay.
So the audience hall was really full. There were a lot of dignitaries, and that one led to the other, and then I got this senior fellowship immediately, and then Nehru fellowship I got it, and that gave me incentive to continue research in a very serious way.
Right, right.
That helped me. One lead, that's how academic interest has developed in this.
That's right.
Simultaneously, I was doing painting and enamels and sculptures.
Okay, okay, okay.
So that's how.
And photography?
The photography is a part of the documentation of research.
So you were familiar with photography? Yes.
I was doing occasionally some photograph earlier.
Okay.
But only after 1976.
Okay. And you've exhibited these photographs also,
yes,
sir, as part of exhibitions?
Many of my photographs are published in international photographic journals.
And these are ritual performance photographs?
Mostly. Subject is.
Okay.
But some of them can actually go into any other categories.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Art, dance.
Art form also.
Okay.
But mainly it's a part of documentation. I used photography as a medium.
Right. And this continues, sir? The research and the documentation?
It continues. Even now I go in January, I may go for a festival to see Theyyam festival.
Okay.
Rituals.
Okay. And then you also mentioned enamel work, which you did with your father-in-law. So tell us a little, especially we don't know much about enamel work, and you learnt it from the master.
Yeah, my father-in-law is an Italian.
Yes.
And he was considered as a greatest enamel artist of 20th century.
Right.
And he lived 92 years in that century, from 1905 to 1997.
Okay.
And he had a huge enamel studio, 5 times bigger than this.
Oh wow!
In 3 floors.
Okay.
And so basement, 5 floors. Wow. Basement plus 3 floor plus attic.
Okay.
And the studio is actually such a like a paradise. You
yes.
know, once you go there, I used to work about 18 hours there when I do.
Okay. Okay.
He was doing like that in his younger days.
Okay.
But when I met him, he was already in his 70s.
Right. Right.
So, see, enamel is something not many people are familiar with.
Yeah.
In India, nobody else is doing as I am doing.
Okay.
Because I do enamel and silver on copper as a base.
On copper as a base. Okay.
Copper is the base.
Okay.
See, enamel is actually a glass powder.
Right.
Silica is actually, silica sand is the main pigment or ingredient.
Okay.
Then this metallic oxide or mineral oxide gives the color.
Okay. Okay.
Enamel came to India during Mughal period.
Right. Right.
European goldsmiths who are invited by the Mughal people come here to design sword handles or jewelry boxes or ornaments.
Jewelry, okay.
Gold, silver, copper, that is the order in which enamel can be made.
Okay.
These are jewelry enamels. The word enamel is a confusing word.
Yes.
It is also commercial enamel or enamel paint on car.
That's right.
Or dental also enamel.
Yes.
Nail polish has a word enamel.
Enamel, yes.
There are so many contacts. What the medium I have been using is jewelry enamel.
Okay.
Some colors are more costlier than silver in weight.
Okay.
See, among all the colored creative medium ever in the history, enamel is the most durable.
Okay.
And absolutely permanent. The color will never fade.
Okay. Okay, I didn't know that.
My father-in-law made a panel for a ship in his in 30s or 40s, and ship was sunk during the World War II.
Right.
And 40 years later, when sunken ship was retrieved,
that's right,
his panel was intact.
Wow.
The jewelry enamel is the permanent color you can ever think about in the creative world. Difference between glazes in ceramic and enamel color is glazes actually played on a clay or the ceramic background, baked in about 10 to 15 hours, or sometimes overnight.
Right.
But enamel is baked in less than 5 minutes or
really?
7 minutes. Say half a minute to 7 minutes.
Okay, wow. Okay.
But see, I can actually give a talk on this enamel alone. Enamel was actually found or it was discovered by a goldsmith during 200 years before Christ.
Okay, that long.
200 BC. And by accident, when he was actually melting something, he found a crystal, a red crystal, and that was the starting point of enamel.
Okay.
Then it was actually opaque colors.
Okay.
So by the 12th century, Medici of Florence dynasty or feudal people, they started patronizing artisans to do enamel work.
Okay.
And then this went to Limoges in France. And by 18th century, they started getting translucent colors. Till then it was only opaque colors. Mostly used for objects kept on altars of churches or the jewelry boxes, etc., etc.
Right.
But after 18th century, the colors actually, number of colors become more translucent colors were actually introduced, and 19th century transparent colors were introduced. And after the till then they were using carbon or charcoal fire for baking the oil.
Right.
So but after the introduction of electric ovens in 1930s, they started using electric ovens for baking the oven. Thermostat control is introduced after the Second World War. Then the facilities were so good and guaranteed. By that time the number of colors were more. Now we can actually have more than 700 shades of colors. India has used less than 7 shades of colors till say 15 years ago, 50 years ago.
That's it.
Now India never produced enamel colors. So you have to import. So if it is imported, now they are using about 30 colors.
So even now India. It's imported, sir?
Even now it is imported. And my father-in-law was using about 700 shades of colors.
Wow.
I might have used about 400 to 450 colors in my enamels. See, then I started experimenting, and my father-in-law was very secretive about the technique.
Not like you.
I would impart everything to everybody. Then it took 7 years for me to enter his studio. Which is okay. But when he started realizing that I am not imitating him, I am neither form nor color is anything to do with his work.
You did not, sir, at all? You just learned the technique and
I did my intuition and I learned the technique. Then he started being open. And he started helping me. And when my absence, he will go and see the work, what I have finished. And if he likes something, he will put some yellow sticker and telephone to my wife and say, Balan has done excellent work, masterpiece, ask him not to sell, keep it for the family.
How sweet.
So he actually did, he became very generous. And say about 3-4 years later, one day, it was very emotional for me. He took all the keys of his studio, brought it to my hand and kept said, hereafter you look after the studio.
That must be a moment.
See, so there is some sort of a feeling. He's very secretive about his work, creative work. When he knew his student is not imitating him, he becomes so generous. And thereafter, I did a lot of work.
In the studio itself?
Yeah. I mean, I might have done about 600, 700 enamel work.
Tell us a little about some of them, your enamel works.
See, this is optical. You have to see some sample and explain about it. Because it is something really unimaginable, actually.
And is it tough to work with, sir? Very laborious?
You need a lot of facilities. We need a small-scale industries facilities to do enamel.
Really?
And size of enamel is like depend upon the size of oven.
Right, got your point.
Because of how it is baked inside. And I used copper as a main base, but I used silver also. In 1 or 2 pieces I did in gold. Small, but I didn't bring it to India because of the customs clearance and other things.
That's right.
But I did.
And they're very popular, sir?
No. It's popular, it's precious.
And that's what it is.
It's very costly, very costly actually. I think not only color is permanent, I would say among all the creative work, enamel is the costliest.
And most permanent, you said.
Permanent color.
But how do you manage to do it in India, sir?
So far, no. I'm actually thinking to do. I bought father-in-law passed away in '97, and the studio. His 3 children are not interested in continuing the studio. And one is a professor of architecture, another is a professor of electronics, and my wife is a nuclear physicist who is not a creative artist. She admires art and she can recognize the merit of art. She's an excellent judge.
Right.
So my daughter is also not interested in doing that studio.
So you hope to?
I thought I would do it, and still I have facilities at my home, Bangalore. To work it out.
So what is new now, sir? What are you working on? What are your concerns?
I mean, I have been doing stainless steel. Even the stainless steel, I started with this Texas Instrument wanted me to do a sculpture depicting DSP. DSP, digital signal processing.
Okay, okay, okay.
So that's how I come to this Valambari Shankha.
Yes, yes, yes,
I will tell you about that.
Okay, okay.
See, in Indian mythology, from Mahabharata period onwards, there are references about conch.
Hanji.
Bhishma's conch is called Simhanada.
Yes, yes.
And Krishna had a Panchajanya.
Yes.
And all the Pandavas have different conches.
Okay.
And all, Buddhism also, there is a conch. In yoga practice, practitioners start blowing the conch.
The conch, yes.
Or say Omkar.
Hanji. Yes.
See, when the Texas Instrument officials asked me to do a sculpture, depicting DSP, immediately it struck me that I should do a sculpture with the conch.
Okay.
And conch, there are 98 to 99% of conches have an anti-clockwise spiral when the blowing area is down.
Okay. Okay.
That is called Adampiri Shankha. And there are some rare conches which has a Valampiri Shankha. That means a turning is right side, Valampiri.
Okay.
That conch is supposed to make perfect Om sound when you blow up.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, okay. When you blow that, the sound created by the conch is equivalent to Om.
Okay.
So I started imagining
DSP
is something which the sound is actually converted to digital format.
Okay.
That digital is actually reached to the destination where it is reconverted to sound.
Okay.
So there is some sort of a magical form, mystery, actual transformation taking place between the sound created by chanting Om and it reaches to other. This is in Om, in yoga practice, it is Om is a Bija mantra. And in Gayatri mantra, you start with Om.
With Om, yes.
Or Buddhists also use Om.
Okay.
Yes. And Jain also use Om. And so I started imagining that I could depict that digital signal processing through the sound of Om, which is produced by the conch.
Interesting.
Which is a clockwise spiral.
Right.
So I made this sculpture. It is a created sculpture. My sculpture will not make a Om sound.
No. Okay.
But it is the depiction of that Om principle.
Yes.
That I made a 8 feet high sculpture in stainless steel.
Okay. Okay.
I used stainless steel because of the reason I explained earlier.
Yes.
I want a durable material, maintenance free, and it is also, I used because I made hundreds of sketches before I converted one of the sketches to computer.
Okay.
So it is a sketch to computer generated drawing to, then I have taken this drawing to laser factory to cut with the laser technology.
Okay.
See, laser technology, cutting of laser technology is very interesting because the edge or the division or the mark between cut area is less than the thickness of a hair.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you laser cut and then I took it to my workshop and made TIG welding.
What's that, sir?
TIG welding is one of the highest form of welding. Laser welding is another one.
Okay.
Same way, it is on par with that.
Okay.
So when it's finished, it is one of my highest, the high-tech sculpture.
Of course, yes.
From drawing to computer to laser technology to TIG welding to form a sculpture. In fact, that photograph of that was published in Limca Book of Records as the first high-tech sculpture in India.
Okay, okay.
So this is how actually I reached to this Valampiri Shankha. Afterwards, I did many other sculptures.
Okay, okay.
There is one sculpture I made for Timken factory in Electronic City in Bangalore. It's about 19 feet high.
Okay.
And that is one of the finest sculpture I made.
Okay.
Because of the freedom and the, I should record this because since it is going to be recorded.
Yes.
I am grateful to Texas Instruments for giving me this opportunity.
Right.
When we discussed for making the sculpture, they didn't ask me for a drawing. They didn't ask me for the size.
Okay.
and what I asked, they gave me 40% in advance, and my drawing was not ready. And so I didn't use the check. I kept a check without depositing in the bank, because the drawing is not ready. And stainless steel, nothing was ready. So after about 20 days, my drawing was ready, and then I decided actually I'll use the money. Anyway, I made that. So you see, possibilities are innumerable. You can actually do anything on this.
And what was this sculpture, sir? What was it that
stainless steel conch.
Conch one.
Yeah,
oh, that
conch.
same one.
That's
okay.
And Texas Instrument, it is a symbol of their factory, this product. That's a tapering bearing.
Okay.
So later I did a sculpture for Indian Oil Corporation, which is in Delhi, which is 21 feet high. And it's 3.5 tons in stainless steel.
Okay.
So there are so many other things to say.
So
the problem is actually in the discussion, without a visual, it won't give any impact. You need what I am actually referring to.
Yes. And how do you work? How does it happen? Does it happen first as a drawing, or does it happen in your head first? And what are the major influences for your work?
You see, as I said in the beginning, the worst enemy for creativity is a preoccupation. And give me raw material, sufficient number or quantity, and some means by which I can subtract or add on to, I can make a sculpture. I can go on doing the sculpture, 18 to 20 hours a day, continuously do it.
You work that long, sir?
I work about 14 hours a day.
Wow.
When I do.
Okay. And it's, in the sense, it's never...
Yeah. I mean, if you enjoy, you won't know. I'm talking to you, I enjoy talking to you, I forgot the time.
So these days also it's steel and...
I stopped doing a mild steel sculpture.
That you said was...
1999, I did a last sculpture.
Yes.
I do stainless steel.
And technology must have really helped, sir, in your work?
See, the main problem with the stainless steel and normal steel is cheaper. See, the cost factor, production cost, I am talking artist merit is more or less the same, is actually 1 to 7. If 10,000 rupees is required to make one normal steel sculpture, same sculpture, if I have to make it in stainless steel, it will be 70,000 rupees.
That much difference.
1 to 7 is the ratio. So the factory is actually but then there is no maintenance problem. It's absolutely durable. And so, the stainless steel sculpture I made for IOC in Delhi will overlast the building. Building may last about 100 years. My stainless steel sculpture started many years more.
But sir, in this part of the country, we have very few outdoor sculptures. It's in a city like Chandigarh itself, it's very sad.
Chandigarh can commission me to do a sculpture here.
So what is the political or social content in your work? Social, maybe art you talked about, because...
I did a sculpture, political comment. When Babri Masjid was demolished,
that's right,
I was really disturbed. I did a sculpture which I will be showing in my presentation in Kota stones. It's a 16 feet long, 9 feet high, and 6 feet wide. And that was a sculpture. The title of the sculpture is Monument to the Assassinated. In Ramayana story, there is one incident, and that has always disturbed me. That is killing of Bali by Rama. So I made a monument to Bali, and I want to declare that Bali was the first politically assassinated victim in the recorded history of India.
Interesting.
Okay.
And then the Babri Masjid.
But incident,
Yes, you're right.
I didn't use the word, I used the word Dasharadi, who killed Bali. I didn't use the word Rama.
Yes.
I wrote an article and it is published in Lalit Akademi Contemporary volume 42. There I didn't use the word Rama. I have a lot of comment to say these kind of situations. The first politically motivated illegal treaty in the recorded history of India is the treaty between Sugriva and Rama. And if there is somebody to be prosecuted for the breach of trust, it should be Vamana.
Okay. So it's a lot of, yes. And so you've been an artist, you have also been part of the National Lalit Kala Academy as well. And you've seen so many changes in the art world. Where do you see India standing in the art world?
That actually take 1 or 2 hours of discussion. You see, India, the least important ministry is a cultural ministry. After Abul Kalam Azad and Humayun Kabir, we never had a cultural minister in India to remember. Can you remember? No. You are too young to remember the history of 60 years.
Yes.
But those who know, there is no cultural minister who has done anything worth after Humayun Kabir. And the person who go to this department, they want actually to escape from there. In the bureaucrats, for example.
Yeah, you're right.
Art is actually a neglected subject in India, especially the administrative system. If there is encouragement, it is from the private sector.
Okay.
And when I, in 1976 or so, I read a paper in a seminar in Hyderabad, where South India, for southern states, there was not even one university which had a faculty of fine arts at that time.
Right.
We had a faculty of fine arts, so that is for music and dance, not for painting and sculpture.
Right.
Now almost every university has a department, but it's all universities. I mean, using the word all may not be correct. Most of universities, departments are neglected. They don't have a qualified teacher, or they don't have a facilities, infrastructure, nothing. You see, all over the world, the reputation of art institution depended upon the reputation of the faculty members.
True.
When there is no good faculty members, there is no use. One of the worst thing happened in India. You see, every school of arts or college of arts, whatever it is, they appoint the former student immediately after graduation as a teaching staff. It's the worst thing happened in the school.
Okay.
I should prosecute all the people who are actually doing that. They are destroying, they are inbreeding actually the institution by appointing the former student in the same college.
Okay.
There are so many, it is neglected field outside.
Okay. And as artists, what do you think the role of an artist is to help these matters?
You see, role of artists, there are many. Some people can actually make us a propaganda. Use that medium for making a propaganda. Some people go actually like introvert. They're meditative. Then actually do the work.
Okay.
Some people can combine both. I did occasionally this. Otherwise, I am an introvert. I do my own satisfaction.
Right.
And normally I don't do it. But when it reaches to almost exploding level, I can't help reacting.
Right.
So I react. That only few occasions.
Right. So, but as far as artists are concerned, you're happy with the new work that's coming in?
Yeah, sure.
And your own students, I'm sure, must be doing a lot of...
Sure, it should happen actually.
Yes.
Art should actually, it should be really... See, the problem, there are, one question always disturbed me or unanswered and still lingering in me is durability of creative work. Created work.
Right.
You see, the urge of creativity can be satisfied by creating a sculpture in ice or a sand in the beach. The urge is really satisfied. But is it enough? Are you doing it only for you, or you want to show to your children or your society or students? If you want a durability, you have to use a durable material.
Right.
And if you want to use durable material, you are concerned. It is like growing a children.
Yes. Yes.
See, the problem is actually selling the work. It's like giving a child in marriage to somebody or boy or girl, it doesn't matter. But there is a transformation at that point.
Right.
But you see, it is like or giving very often I use the word in adoption. give my work. Sell means I am giving work in adoption.
Right.
I am not giving up my right. Copyright is still with me.
Still with you.
So do that. So it is possible that way.
Okay.
Then I prefer actually durable material.
Right.
That is one reason I switched over to stainless steel.
Stainless steel. Right. And the last question, if there's anything that you really look forward to in your creative life or something that you still feel that...
I will be going on doing creative work.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can say.
Okay. And any message for the young artists?
They have to work hard.
Yes.
They have to work. You see, at many teaching institutions, which I saw, recently I had to attend an architecture school. Their reading habit is lost, and they are not doing much reading.
Okay.
And the thinking process, they are too much this mobile phone and telephone and other things. The writing skill is lost.
Yes, lost. Okay.
How many people can write 20-page letters?
You're right. No.
That's real.
That's right. So this is
I think the world is actually going bad because the young people are not writing love letters to each other.
Okay, you're right.
So they can't write you on 20 pages later.
No.
In my generation, when I fell in love in 40 years ago, I wrote letters. I'm not hiding the fact.
Yes.
About 20 pages letters.
And you're still writing.
I still write, but academic letters. Academic articles. But I have to confess, it takes more time for me to write academic research than making a couple of sketches.
Oh wow, you're so quick.
So I'm sure about it. Writing, when it's finished, I feel happy, but it takes more time to finish the
sculpture. Thank you, sir. It was great talking to you. Thank you very much.